Good morning, all. Today, again, we'll continue with Unit 2 only, that's on definition, subject of indirect tax 1, fifth semester. Session is 14. Already I have given lecture on the previous sessions on session 11, 12, 13 with respect to definitions only. And here the learning objective is to understand the definition about the business and of the associated enterprises under GST, to understand the terms of business and the associated enterprises for GST purpose. Outcome is it helps the students to know the exact definitions that's quoted by GST and the concept of terms of business and associated enterprises for GST computation purpose. Introductions. GST introduced in 1st July 2017 as per notification of Gazette of Central Government. GST, it is a tax that's levied on the supply of goods and services, and I told it is a concurrent list. Both the central and the state government levy the GST at a time, as we call it as a dual GST, as it is conferred under the Article 246A of the Constitution of India. The GST Act here, it contains the various definitions. And already in my earlier classes I have given lecture or explanation on actionable claim. It's under section 2 subsection 1, and address of delivery on section 2 and subsection 2, and aggregate turnover, that's on section 2 subsection 6. We will continue with the remaining two definitions, that is on business, that's given under section 2 subsection 17, and the associated enterprises, section 2 subsection 12. Business, it's the definition is quoted under section 2 subsection 17 for the GST. As we know, the in GST, the definition, it is broadly classified into two parts here, as one as a general activity and secondly it as a special activity or specific activity. General activity means here any trade, commerce, we call it as a business, and it including any incidental activities, whether or not there is any volume or frequency or any continuity or any regularity of such transactions. And it is similarly, the activity would be determined by the previous enumerated ones as a trade or as a commerce. Specific activity here, the anything that is acquisition of goods, including the capital goods that is supplied by associations, club, admission of persons to a premises and services by race clubs, so etc., that we can take it as a specific activity. In general activity, I told any trade, commerce, manufacturing, profession, occasional, adventure, wages, or any other similar activity, whether it is for a pecuniary benefit or any activity or transactions in connection with incidental or auxiliary to subclause A, any activity or transactions in the nature of subclause A, whether or not there is a volume, frequency, continuity, or regularity of such transactions. Thirdly, supply or acquisition of goods, including capital goods and services in connection with the commencement or closure of the business. And any provisions by a club, association, society, or any such body of the facilities or benefits to its members, and any services provided by a race club by way of totalizer or as a license to book make in such clubs, or any activity or transactions undertaken by the central government, a state government, or any local authority in which they are engaged as a public authorities. So these are the definitions that is given by the GSTs for the term business under section 2 subsection 17. And here next is of the associated enterprises. It's quoted in section 2 subsection 12 of the CGST Act. Associated enterprises means it shall have the same meaning as it is assigned to it in section 92A of the Income Tax Act 1961. An enterprise is deemed to be an associated enterprises if they fulfill the following conditions. Here it is explained with the help of the chart here. Associated enterprise, the structure is, I have taken the structure. Associated enterprises, it is referred to section 92A of the Income Tax Act 1961. As per that, the enterprise be deemed as an associated enterprise. The equity holdings, if they have the equity holdings, if any institution, organization of any individual, if they have equity holdings in any organization that is more than or equal to 26% of the direct holdings they should have, or by some persons in each enterprises loan that is more than 51% of the total assets. If it is guarantee means it is more than or equal to 10% of the debts, and more than 10% interest in the partnership firm or in AOP, association of persons, or in the body of individuals. If they have equity holdings as per this definition, we call it as a associated enterprises. Next, if we come to management here, in case appointment, 50% of the directors or the executive directors or appointment by the same person in each enterprises. If they have the management as a 50% of directors or as an executive directors, then it is deemed to be as an associated enterprise. If we come to the activities, here 100% dependence on use of intangible, that is any intangible rights like patent rights, copyrights for manufacturing, processing business. And secondly, direct or indirect supply of more than or equal to 90%, that is of raw material. And if you come to sales, means sales under influenced prices and conditions. If these terms are covered under activities, then such activity is deemed to be as an associated enterprises. And control, in case of control, one enterprise is controlled by an individual and the other by himself or his family or his relative or jointly, then it is a associated enterprise. Secondly, if an enterprise controlled by HUF, Hindu Undivided Family, and others by as a mentor of HUF, his relatives jointly or by mentor or relative, then the control is deemed to be an associated enterprise. So the associated enterprise deemed to be an associated enterprise if they have the equity holdings, if they have the management, activity and control. The 92A subsection 2I, what it states means the goods or articles manufactured or processed by one enterprises are sold to the other enterprise or persons specified by the other enterprises, and the price and other conditions relating thereto are influenced by the such other enterprises. So this is the subsection, that is 92A subsection 2(1) quotes for the associated enterprise. As I told, associated enterprise, here the management or capital or control, what is the condition, and if you are having shareholdings, carrying 26% or any more voting rights, and providing loans, if you are providing loans, then also it comes under associated enterprise. The loan constituting 51% or more of the book value of the total assets, and guarantee, if guarantee is providing means more than 30% or more of the total borrowings, and appointing more than one half of the board of directors or one or more executive directors. If these conditions are fulfilled in case of holdings, then it is treated as the associated enterprise. This is the definitions about the associated enterprises and the business given under GST Act of 2017. The references I quoted here. Thank you. Thank you very much.